The main narrative is they came here, they didn't like what you guys were doing, and they got angry when the cops tried to get him, told him to be in a specific distance. The pushback is no, Schneider and other people were abusive and shouting them down, and that fomented tension.
Yeah, I mean, look, 9 years ago, almost 9 years ago, we saw them lighting fires outside Berkeley on one of the first times that Charlie Kirk had ever spoke at Berkeley. And if you remember, a kid ended up getting punched in the face, and the president went on to talk a lot about that and started the conversation about defunding college campuses that can't enjoy the free speech idea. And so not a lot has changed, as you can see at Berkeley over the course of the last decade, where
Right.
there is not a lot of love for conservatives coming into a place that used to be really heralded as one of the bastions of free speech and free thought.
I think one of the interesting things in the aftermath of Charlie's assassination was when people on the right said, boy, did you get it wrong. This was the nice guy in the room. And people can feel however they want about his politics, his positions. That's what we all sign up for in the public space. But he was very slow to give what he was getting in terms of tone. All right, I know that as a matter of fact in my own experience. I'm the same way. Rob Schneider is not that. Other guys you've had up there and women are much more known as being fire breathers, and if you come at them, they'll come at you. Is that something you have to think about? Because it's not how Charlie was, and it doesn't lead anywhere good.
Well, look, I mean, at this event yesterday, it looked like there had been weeks of planning where there were groups, very organized and active groups, coming to Berkeley and preparing for really violent rhetoric and animus dialogue out on the streets with regular people. This wasn't an attack on any given person at Turning Point. This was an attack on free speech and individuals that were showing up, just regular citizens that were participating. And that's one of the things that's so so terrible is you had reporters afterwards called this a mostly peaceful setting outside. That was not mostly peaceful.
Right.
You had individuals that were outside that were throwing glass bottles and shouting people down with bullhorns in their face.
Right.
I mean, this is a problem that's only coming from the left when conservatives show up places. And look, Rob Schneider might be slightly more spicy than Charlie Kirk was, but he's a known entity, a known quantity that people have been watching in movies and on television for the last 30 years.
Yeah, it's just his politics and his delivery there is very different than his caricatures. Look, I don't have any problem with it. I don't agree that our political violence and the division is exclusive domain of the left. I have plenty of people on the right who do horrible things to me and my family on a regular basis. So we all know how bad it can get and how much we need change across the board. Last thing, though, does it make you think about whether or not do you have to change what Turning Point does? How do you adapt to the times, or do you refuse to consider the reception of the message?
Yeah, I mean, Turning Point's not going to go away. I mean, this is Charlie started and died in the space that he knew was this violent. Like I mentioned 9 years ago at Berkeley, it's a scary place. I mean, these are scary people who don't want to have an open dialogue and don't want to have conversation. They don't want opposing opinions to be there. The question is what is society going to do about it so that someone else doesn't die on a college campus where you're supposed to be protected?
God forbid. I think the only answer is more, right? You got to have more events. You got to just keep doing it. And you can't say, when something bad happens, that's the headline. It was bad. It shouldn't have happened. To apportion it is part of the mistake of the media narrative. And I've seen both sides do that, play to advantage. But you call out what's wrong, you say what's right, and you just do more of it. That's what we need. We need more reps of people trying to make it better. And I'm here for it, Tyler, and you're always welcome to have a platform here to discuss what's going on with the organization. We may disagree, but we'll always do it with decency.
Well, I'm glad that somebody was there to capture what happened last night, because the mainstream media wasn't. And so we're really grateful for our team to be there and go face to face with some of these thuggish protesters. It's rough, but it's something that has to be done.
Listen, I love citizen, witnessing, and that's great as long as it's not fake, right? This is real. This is what happened. But these days, boy, oh boy, do you have to be careful. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.